Sup everybody, it's Luke James, not the singer, and this is my review for the Game's new album, Blood Moon, Year of the Wolf. Now this is kind of a compilation album, but not really. But it is. But it's not. But like, okay look, I don't even know, to be honest with you. People are saying all types of things about whether it's a solo album with a lot of features or a compilation album, but I'm just going to go and say that it's a solo album with a lot of features because it says The Game in big red letters on the front and it has a lot of features on it. So whatever it is, this is my damn review. As expected, this album features some trash talking from Game, like on the song Bigger Than Me, where he does his ying 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 chainsaw impression and viciously attacks a XXL freshman as if he's out to steal their lunch money. The track FUN, which stands for F you Nyakas, also follows suit. And on this song he takes a cheap shot at G-Unit, which I thought was kind of corny and lame, but that's a whole other discussion. And the beat is pretty cool on this. It has a 90s grimy boom bap feel to it, so it was a pretty cool track. Game gets deep on this album though, like on the song Blood Moon, where he raps about his deadbeat father who sexually abused his own daughter. But it's on The Purge, featuring Stacey Barf, where Game really shines. On this track, he touches on a lot of issues that are going on, including in his third verse where he talks about the Mike Brown incident, and he's taking shots at George Zimmerman, Donald Sterling, rapists, murderers, etc., saying that we should purge these people. The beat on this is very light and simple, and I like the background vocals throughout because they really add to the anguished feel of this track. And my favorite line on here is when he's rapping about what happened to Mike Brown in Ferguson, and he says to the cops, "I hope his mama's tears are like acid to your fucking badges." I thought that was great. His cohorts also bring some realness on this album. Dub, Jake, and Papa touch on police brutality, racial profiling, and some other things on the track Trouble on My Mind. And this is one of the few tracks that doesn't have Game on it, which comes back to, is this a Game album or a compilation album? But whatever. The way the deep piano keys fall over top of the deep bass makes for a really cool beat, and it has a catchy and effective hook on there as well. There are some great posse cuts on here too, like Really, which features Soulja Boy, T.I., 2 Chainz, and Yo Gotti. Soulja Boy just does the hook on this song, and 2 Chainz and Yo Gotti actually bring two of the greatest verses that I've ever heard from them. But still, the best verses gotta go to T.I. and Game, and I especially like how Game gets extra ferocious near the end of his verse. As for the beat, it makes use of some eerie, evil-sounding piano keys, a vocal sample, and really big bass. It kinda reminds me of Castlevania a little bit. Hit 'Em Hard, featuring Scheme, Freddie Gibbs, and yep, Bobby Shmurda is another really dope posse cut on this album. I was actually looking forward to hearing a verse from Bobby Shmurda just to see what more he can bring. Recently he released the Bobby Bitch song, which you can see my review for on this channel. But all he does on here is the hook. And Scheme and Game have some pretty decent verses, but Freddie Gibbs completely steals the show as he spits his usual dope tales with a catchy, great flow. Not many people can weave a dope tale like Freddie Gibbs can, and he does that perfectly on his verse, and the last half of his verse he steps his flow up into overdrive. So I really like his verse, and it's one of the best verses on the whole album. Now my personal favorite song on here is Black on Black, featuring Jeezy and Kevin Gates. This beat makes use of a soulful vocal sample and mixes in trap bass and drums to make for a really cool ride-out type of feel. It's perfect for your car, and the way these three work together is just great. They sound like they could put out a whole album together because they have a lot of good chemistry going on here. It's not a deep track lyrically, but sonically, just to my ears, it sounds damn near perfect. Now to be honest, I'm being really positive about this album, but there's a lot of negative tracks on here too that are just plain bad. Fuck Yo Feelings, featuring Lil Wayne and Chris Brown, and Food for My Stomach with Dub and Scheme are both boring, auto-tune fest tracks. And Or Nah, which features a bunch of people and there's a video for it, makes use of a very popular sample in a boring, uninspired way to just make a track that frankly isn't very good. And the hook on it is just cringe-inducing because it feels like it's trying too hard to capitalize on the whole or nah trend. And speaking of cringe-inducing hooks, Best Head Ever with Tyga and Eric Bellinger is just so cringe-worthy, man. She got the best head ever. No. Stop it, man. Don't do that. The verses on this aren't really good either. The beat is alright, but you can just skip this one. And on a side note, French Montana has one of the worst verses of the year on Married to the Game. But hey, it's French Montana. What else do you expect? And I'm not even trying to be a hater, but every time I see him on a song, he's spitting trash. Step it up, French. Lastly, there's On One featuring King Marie and Ty Dolla $ign, and Take That featuring Tyga and Pharaoh. Both of these tracks, they sound like DJ Mustard productions, but they're not produced by him. I guess rappers are finding out that you can probably get a DJ Mustard beat from someone else for a cheaper price. Either way, both of these songs just sound so much alike that it's weird that they're both on the same album, but whatever, they're just fun, chillin', party, drive around type of tracks. And if I had to pick one, I'd pick Take That over On One, but like I said, they're both practically the same song. So that's not every track on this album, but I give it a 3 out of 5. The thing with this album is that when it's good, it's really good. But when it's bad, it is really, really bad. Like Fuck Your Feelings and Best Head Ever, for example. Still, despite the inconsistency, there's still some great bangers on here and some solid verses if you look in the right places, so I would recommend this to everybody just to check out, because you're probably going to pick a couple songs off of here that you'll like. Just don't expect to like the whole thing from start to finish, because that's not going to happen. I really don't think it is. So once again, thank you for watching. I've been putting in a lot of work with my reviews lately because so much stuff is coming out. I have a little extra time. As some of you know, I'm on parental leave, so I get to spend some time with my wife and my daughter. And I also have a lot of extra time to do these reviews, so I'm just trying to keep up with them. Thank you everybody for watching and supporting me. We're coming up on 100,000 channel views. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the year ends, so if you can subscribe, that would really help me out. I'm closing in on 800 about now, and I think I'm on pace to hit 1,000 subscribers. So click the link and subscribe. Thanks again. Do all the good YouTube and social media stuff, like, comment, share, retweet, etc. And if you're an indie artist, as usual, hit up Luke at redmattersite.com if you want to work on some promo together, and maybe I can review your album. So that's that. Thanks again, everybody. Let's keep it going. Help me hit my goals by watching and sharing and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.